Hi, this is Brent Wessler with PIF Technologies. Today's demonstration will be an accounts payable workflow automation using Kodak Info Input IDP. Here we're going to be capturing a number of invoices, have the system separate and contextually classify based on a change in an invoice number, extract the relevant data, and send the PDF of the document along with its structured metadata, in this case vendor name, invoice number, etc., into the document repository, where we'll route the document for approval and matching, and then push that data into an accounting system or ERP system, in this case Dynamics Great Plains. So we'll come into our system here, we'll start a new batch. Typically these batches get generated by monitoring an email like apinvoices@yourdomain.com. Here I'm taking a binder document with, and as you can see here, actually there's 5 different documents, but there's 6 different pages, and you can see the first 2 documents are actually a single invoice. So the system will be smart enough to actually merge those together. You'll see now in my queue, I have the document processed, and we can come in for data verification. Go to our first document. As you can see here, we have all the metadata that gets automatically extracted, vendor information. We also have the vendor recipient that we can match against your vendor master. We have the line items all here as well. So the nice part is you'll see there's no red issues, and you can also see over on the left there's red icons on documents that have some issues. Here we extracted all of the data with very good confidence, along with some other ancillary fields. We go to the next document. You can see here with Essentia Water. Typically, vendor name field, we're using Microsoft Azure AI Document Intelligence Engine on the back end. So typically the vendor name is the logo, whereas the vendor address recipient is more closely aligned to the actual vendor name. So we'll utilize these tools such as the vendor address or zip code or phone number to actually do the vendor ID lookup. You can also see the line items here were extracted with very good confidence. If there is documents that do page rollovers, as you see here in the first one, you can see the second page has line items, but the system's smart enough to actually handle that rollover from pagination of one page to the next. If we go down to our third Beta beer, you can see that it extracted all that data with really good confidence. We were able to grab freight, tax, subtotal. We can do mathematical equations here. Again, line items with very good confidence. We go to our next, you can see this is where it's stopping us. In this case, it's saying that it had a lower confidence of 34%, but it did get that right. So all we do is click on the red. Take a look at the line items, those look fine. We can scroll down, you can see, oh, got that. Now when I click off, you'll see that red is no longer there. Here we got the Boston Beer Company, so it read that portion as the vendor address recipient. That is correct. Take a look at the line items here. Yep, and you can see there's the keg deposit and the case pallet deposit, which don't have actual part numbers, which looks correct. So once we're done, we close the batch, and this will then be launched into our Docstar. So if we now come into Docstar, you'll see here we have all the documents have now come in. You can see the line item information. We can pull the default GL code associated with that vendor in the vendor master database. We integrate with just about any ERP system out there. We can also do the 3-way match for your PO-based transactions. In this case, I'm going to open up the Boston Beer one here. As you can see, it's in a queue ready for, in this case, workflow validation. You can see all the metadata that was captured as part of that first step is now here. There's no manual indexing of any sort. We can then also see things like the vendor ID lookup, where we grab the vendor name or the vendor address recipient and then makes a vendor ID association. We really need the vendor ID to validate the vendor information to ensure we're pushing the right information into the accounting system. We can also see the line item adjudication of all those different line items. In this case, Great Plains requires a pay line to be added. So we're going to be doing some additional logic here to create this GL amount and create a pay line. And as you can see, our drop ahead, type ahead GL codes are here. And we can, if the vendor part on the invoice matches the PO part on the invoice, on the purchase order, then it will allow for automated line item matching. So in this case, we're going to route for approval. So we come up here and I'm just going to select the user. Now, of course, this could be automated. In our case, just to kind of from a demo perspective, we're going to route this to Brent for approval, and then we can go to Brent and clearly he can get an email or notification. Now it's in Brent's queue. We can open it up and you can see the metadata and you can see an approve and deny. In this particular case, if we come over to our accounting system, you can see that the Boston Beer invoice is not here. So once I hit approve, now of course this could route for multi-level approvals. In our particular case, it's then going to just be pushed, in this case the data, into the accounting system. So you'll see here, you know, I'm not cheating. I was able to push in all the data, including the vendor ID, and that's how it pulled the default GL and the address ID and payment terms associated, and then all the line item distributions that get generated from that particular push, along with this, what we call pay line, which is that debit credit scenario. So every accounting system has a little bit different approach as it relates to pushing the data, and we have a number of different utilities that we can utilize to accomplish that. Now, once we're in the record here, now different applications, in the case of GP, has this thing called modifier where we can place buttons. So when we hit Docstar retrieve, it's actually going to go find that document and pop open on the document management side that you can see here. And we can review it. You're able to then email the document. You're able to see the audit trail, and these are all permission based. You can email, print, or save a copy, take a download of that particular document, as well as do any type of manipulation. So the ability to actually come in and apply annotations, for instance. So we can come on here and put sticky notes, and these sticky notes are also fully searchable. You can see there, please review. We can put any type of annotations there as well. And when we're done, we can then search for that in a number of different ways. So for instance here, if we now go back to our home screen, I hit no on that, and I want to find Boston Beer. You can just type in Boston Beer, and you can see that document, and it gives you an image preview of that on your right. Thanks for watching today. This is a demonstration of the PIF Accounts Payable Automation solution using intelligent document processing. Thank you.